You cannot replace me. Watch me replace you. You're not even a real Ultra Magnus. You're just a little guy in a big suit. Hi everyone. Today I'll be reviewing Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Ultra Magnus. Now this is a leader class figure. It's of the new line of Siege Transformers. He is small for a leader class, but you can kind of tell that he is a leader class more so than say Shockwave because of just the amount of plastic that's in this. The leader class figures are generally smaller in this line out of the two we have. This looks like it's going to be about the size we get for a leader. I'll do some size comparisons later on in the review. Should you buy this guy? Well, let's find out. All right, and here is Ultra Magnus in his car carrier mode. As you can see, this mode is very, very reminiscent of the Robots in Disguise, the 2001, 2002 cartoon series. A little bit smaller though, but he's got the same kind of shaped cab. He's got the front cow catcher here. A lot of the same styling in the bars on the side of the carrier here. From the back, does look quite a lot like G1 Ultra Magnus, though he has his feet sticking out the back here, which is kind of an eyesore. But rolls fairly well. He's got a lot of guns, two guns, one gun on either side, two guns up here, and his regular rifle up here. Pew, 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 pew. So, it's pretty good. Some of the detail on him. He's got very, very nice detail. Very, very nice detailing. You see in the cab there with the translucent plastic and the silver paint under it, the detailing on it. The front where it has these Gatling guns. It's just very, very vicious. Coming back around to the other side. More of the same. And the back, where again you see his feet. So, this is a leader class figure. And he's fairly good size, very hefty plastic, which is very nice. It's good seeing better quality plastic on some of these releases lately. Even with a higher price point and a slightly smaller form. It is nice that this figure is very, very sturdy, which I really appreciate. So just for some comparison here, let's see if I can get him in frame. Here he is next to the car robots, Robots in Disguise, Ultra Magnus that he's based off of. So as you could see, they both have the blue front piece here and a very similar looking cab. Same basic shape here and here. A little head flap on the top, same here, up there. And it's got some detailing that's not exactly the same, but very reminiscent of that style. The back on either comparison. But as you can see, he is quite a bit smaller, maybe even fit on top. Another one of the things that it homages are these guns here. So these guns could actually flip up, or you could take them out completely, take the missile launcher off, and you can see the gun here. They are really hollow on the other side, which is kind of a bummer. I would wish that these were more filled in like this. It would have been much nicer. But they look similar in shape to these bits here, which are connector pieces for the other gun you mount on Ultra Magnus and on Omega Prime. So that's where the shape of these come from, which I think is a neat little throwback. It's nice. Kind of put them in the same location. On there, it's what the instructions say, or you could even just put them in the back. There's ports here. There's a lot you could do with it. You could even connect these to the gun up here. So they have like a giant turret. Either way, there's options, which is nice. So to get him into his inner robot mode, First, you'd remove all the guns. Open the panel. It clicks in here in his leg. Open that one. Open this panel. Unlatch the top. And then these two pieces here hook in. And here's the inner robot. So one of the things, as truck mode, one of the things I do that the instructions don't say is I leave the arm things on. I put the little nub inside his fist. So they stay there. They stay on pretty well. And I think it looks much better than his fists just sticking out the back as it would if you just went directly for the instructions. Another thing about the truck mode I forgot to mention with the other Rid Prime or Rid Ultra Magnus here is that this piece right here, this wheel, I would love it if they found a way to slide it back, because this is a huge gap here. And it would have been nice to have the wheel here and maybe a cover here. It just would have looked much nicer than having a gap. Anyway, that's that. But yeah, I think this makes it look much more like a truck you'd see, even though you see his feet sticking out the back. So to transform him, first let me take off the Ultra Magnus arm pieces. The truck mode. Transform him, he's got a neat transformation. So you start by taking apart the legs, moving them down, nice ratcheting. And taking his arms, moving them out. Don't connecting them just yet. So what you want to do is turn this around, move this piece up, then open the front here, take his head out, snap it back, push this into place, arm snap in here, holding that piece together. He has little heel spurs. Open those up so he can stand. Move his fists around. Very cool. Very cool. He's got the exact same head sculpt as the Voyager class Optimus Prime from Siege, which he's just about the same height too. There he is there for comparison. So you see he's bulkier in the shoulders. He's got bulkier legs. He's very, very beefy. They look very good together. I'm glad that he's different and not just a repaint of this Prime. Well, it would be cool to put the armor on, but either way, I'm glad he's his own beast, which is really nice. So the armor pieces mainly just snap on him. So I'm gonna put the lower arm pieces on here. And then you close all the way around his forearm. Like that. And I continue taking this apart. Now all this just tabs in here or snaps in here in different ways. It holds together pretty nicely. As for all these little tab pieces here, they just gotta, it's really tight. There we go, just like that. All these little tabs. Very secure when it's all together. Actually, the first time I transformed him, I thought I was going to break him. They move that panel in. That's his chest. There's his head. Back panel goes up. This piece actually sits around the top of him, but you have to stick his head back in his chest. I'll do that. Open it up. Put it back in there. Put his arms back on. These pieces here tab in through his shoulders. Like so. Goes down. 2 tabs in there. Oh, I forgot one thing. I must move that down. Do that again real fast. Tab in the front, tab in the back, snap. That part's on there. Now his shoulder pieces. Hold up there. That would be the right. And these are kind of tougher. There we go. Just slide right in there. there's little channels in here, and they just kind of pop right in. Just like so. Now he just needs his pants. Fold these, fold this in. Fold that all the way in. Round. Snap together. Heel spur goes in. And it goes on. Second verse, same as the first. Fold, 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 around. And then just slide this leg at the heel spur, then slide the leg in like that. And last but not least, shoulder missiles on either side. And his giant gun. His belt. There. Now. That's right. So this is Ultra Magnus in his G1 form. Very, very solidly G1. Fantastic little, fantastic look. Turn him around. He is a bit bulky in the back of the backpack. He does have butt guns needed just in case someone tries to ambush him from the rear. And he's got his other guns. He's also got these two other guns. Now, these guns, you could kind of put anywhere. You could either hold another one. You could put them on his arms here. Either which way. You could replace these, the missiles, with them. They could go on his legs. Or you could hold them and then move this gun back here. What I like to do on them is I just kind of hide them away in the back. That's just my personal preference. But it's cool that he has them. And they're almost not noticeable there. Very cool. So size comparison. As you can see, he does get bigger, but he's not too much larger. It's kind of a good thing, I think, because... So take the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, which is all in one mode, right? All in one figure. He doesn't have a white inner prime. Ultra Magnus is just about the same height as Optimus Prime, which is impossible from a practical standpoint. This kind of makes it possible. Now, this being $20 and this being, this being $30 and this being $50, that's a huge difference in price just for these add-on pieces. Again, it's just the way it is with the leaders, which is kind of one of those things we have to deal with as collectors. So let's get up a closer of him real quick. So you can see the battle damage on his chest, which I would like the original blue. It looks okay. Interestingly enough, they went with battle damage on the inside of his arms and not the outside. It's kind of a weird thing, kind of a weird way to do that. His upper thighs, pretty clean. His shins clean, and then his feet are really, really, really... I guess he's supposed to be like his paint is worn off there. But overall, it looks okay, but it kind of makes for a spotty look. Let's see his head sculpt. Now, he's got a fantastic head sculpt. Definitely Ultra Magnus there in that head. Very cool. It's very, very cool. A lot of detailing all over this figure, which is good. Maybe they're paying the artist more. At least I hope they are. So let's get him back over here. And focus. So for just some size comparisons. Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, or Legends Ultra Magnus from Takara. Also a leader class figure. You can see the size difference. Now these guys have a very similar weight to them. This might even be heavier. I don't have a scale to actually figure it out, but this might even be heavier. It's very solid plastic on this. This feels a lot thinner, which is where we were going with them, with the same size, thinner plastic. But much, much smaller. Here he is with the Masterpiece. Oh, I can't even fit him on camera. There. Masterpiece. Ultra Magnus. Back it up a little bit. There he is with the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. So you see he's very much smaller than the Masterpiece, which the Masterpiece is an exceptionally large figure anyway. Still looks good, still very much Ultra Magnus. So, gripes. Now there are some issues that I am not fond of with this figure. He is always in this A stance mode position. He does have some ankle tilt. Ankle tilt's very welcomed. No front to back movement on his feet at all. Just an ankle tilt. He does have ratcheting hips. Very tight knees. He could pull off some decent poses. He does have a waist articulation. Head is on a ball joint. Doesn't do much side to side. Definitely up and down. Left and right. Wrist rotation. Bicep rotation. Shoulder out. These are positioned in a way that he doesn't get in the way. It doesn't get in the way of his arm. Overall, you get some really decent posing out of him. And he does look very good in the Generations Classics collection, or as a standalone Ultra Magnus. Decent figure. Very decent. So in conclusion, if you're collecting classics, Chug, Siege, he's a great figure. If you don't already have a Magnus to go in your collection, it's an awesome one to get. If you've waited out for that one Magnus, he's a good one. He's not overly huge. He's got a good size to fit in with that same Generations, Combiner Wars, all that stuff. If you like his size, you thought the Combiner Wars one was too large. He is a bit bulky. He has $50. He does have all this paint, which I'm not going to take off because I don't want to take off any of the actual painted detail on him by accident. Great sculpt, good heft, little limited on posability, not too bad. Overall, he's a good figure and worth picking up. So anyway, I will see you next time. So please like, subscribe, hit the little bell to get notifications, and I will see you soon.